Hello, folks, and welcome back to the show. So, another one of my quickie, more or less unedited, impromptu style videos here for early in the week. And, guys, I've had a great holiday just last week in Fuerteventura in the Canaries. Great to be back in the. Well, no, it's not that great to be back, but there are some good things about being back in the UK for sure. And we're going to talk about great fragrances now for the wintertime. Great smells, classy, and in many cases, good performing fragrances for the winter time. 5 of these today. Let's get stuck into it. Okay, number 1, we're going to go with Dior Homme Parfum. This is a fantastic fragrance. It's a 2014 release, of course, a flanker to the original 2005 Dior Homme, and there is, of course, Dior Homme Intense, both of which have this distinctive iris note. The note listing for this iteration of the Dior Homme fragrance then is iris orange, leather, rose, sandalwood, and Brett Oud and cedar. You won't pick out the oud very much, but you certainly will notice this kind of more leathery animalic undertone, still with that famous waxy, soft, lipstick-esque Dior Homme iris thing. Really, really potent. The dark juice gives you a kind of a clue about the leathery, slightly kind of musky, animalistic, or animalic, which one is it? I think animalistic is behaviour, isn't it? Anyway, animalic smell, but nothing too funky or off-putting. If you like rich, potent, and unique fragrances, you really must try out Dior Homme Parfum. You can get that 100ml I found in the UK, £135. My old version there, 75ml. Let's not get into any details about the differences. Okay, here we go, guys. And our great Creed fan here. Love my Creed fragrances. There are quite a few of these, known as a sort of hot weather fragrance house because they do so many fresh citrusy ones, and this one does have a freshness. It's 2011 release Royal Oud. 50ml these days costs you £210 officially in the UK, and 100ml £295, so much better value. The perfumers are officially listed as Olivier Creed and Julien Rasquinet. Many people would credit the latter with most of the credit there. Francois Demachy, by the way, was the perfumer for Dior Homme. So this one I think just great. It's got this sort of autumnal ashy vibe about it to me. Pepper, pink pepper, my favourite kind of pepper, lemon, bergamot, cedar, angelica, galbanum, sandalwood, oud. Again, you won't pick up much oud, and musk. So it is a real European oud, as Erwin Creed said. So basically doesn't actually smell much of oud at all. That's the only thing you might find fault with, really, in this fragrance. It is a cedar-dominant fragrance. A beautiful, crisp, white, clean cedar wood accord in there with this lovely kind of pink pepper thing, this kind of ashiness, a certain greenness coming from the galbanum. Really delicate and beautiful and well-balanced, but it just has this slightly sort of wistful, almost not, it's not old-fashioned smelling, but something of a nostalgic, melancholy, dare I say, air, which just, for me, I love this in the autumn time. Just it's getting chilly but not mega cold. Royal Oud, real classy one, and one that you can easily miss when you're thinking about Creed's greatest masculine fragrances. Of course, any of these, really, men, women, or anything else in between can wear them. Okay, guys, let's go for the next option. Well, it used to be a cheapie in the old days. Bogart, the legendary house of Jack Bogart. And this one is called Furyo, and it is really imposing and strong. That great integrated bottle sprayer design, no cap on this one. I really like this. You can buy this on eBay in the UK for £79. I think they're still making it. It was out of production for a while. I think they've started making it again. It was a 1988 release, and very much in the powerhouse 80s fragrance mould. Ron Vinograd and Thierry Vassar, now the main man at Guerlain, were the two perfumers back then. Huge note listing, so I hope you're not in a hurry. We've got musk, castoreum, amber, tobacco, lavender, coriander, fig leaf, vetiver, laurels, juniper berries, bergamot, civet, castoreum, patchouli, musk, and amber. Mega rich, a little bit like Kouros, tiny bit of passing resemblance with Kouros, but then it has this kind of incensey thing. A friend of mine actually smelled this the other day and mentioned incense. So it has this rich, almost exotic thing combined with a sort of masculine powerhouse, and that just works so well for me. So really great one that you should still be able to find, I think, on the other side of the Atlantic too. And go for it if you can find a bottle of that. Well worth investing a few quid in getting that one. Here we have one that I'm afraid, guys, you are going to struggle to find. So please forgive me for that. This is Luchiano Pavarotti, the famous opera singer. And if we can just get focus on his name there, that would be handy. Yeah, Luchiano Pavarotti. Some of the writings come off there. So it's the Luchiano Pavarotti fragrance. There is another fragrance bearing his name, but this is the one I'm focusing on today. 1994 release. Very hard to find, but I'm lucky to have a bottle. It's a great alternative to vintage Givenchy Gentleman. Has a similar patchouli honey vibe. Note listing officially. Green ivy. bergamot, rum, Sicilian lemon, neroli, petitgrain, verbena, damask rose. We've got cloves, patchouli, very significant note in this one, cedar, iris, benzoin, apopanax, tonka bean, liatrix, whatever that is. Sounds like some kind of something you take if you're a bit backed up or something. Anyway, vanilla, oak moss, Russian leather, my favourite kind of leather. Forget, oh God, I better get it. Chinese leather, forget it. Okay, and base note there, honey too. So patchouli, honey, and leather, Russian leather. Really, really fantastic combination of those notes. Very masculine kind of smell for me, this one. And those kind of deep, rich notes that hang around, they really work well in the cold weather. Very, very classy fragrance indeed. Again, I won't dwell too long on that one because some of you may be frustrated that it's super hard to find. Of course, I picked my bottle up on eBay. Okay, folks, we have just one more fragrance to go, and which is, yes, of course, it had to be. I really like this one for winter. It does have a certain freshness about it, but I must admit, I'm very charmed when the weather gets chilly, again, with that sort of autumnal air. I don't know why I feel that way about this one. Jules, by the House of Dior, Jules, or however you pronounce it. 1980 release. Re-released in 2016. Let's not get into the details of that, but the current version has an official note listing of galbanum, herbal notes, cyclamen, hedione, black pepper, fir, leather, and cedar. Green, aromatic, herbal, woody, a little bit of a masculine powerhouse, but a very, very refined take on the masculine 80s powerhouse chorus type vibe, and it has this very green freshness, but it does have this kind of woody richness that I feel really works well, particularly in the autumn season. £157, I found that online in the UK for 100ml. Doesn't seem to be in the stores where they sell Dior, so you might want to buy a sample or something. You could go to myfragrancesamples.com in the USA, or maybe Fragrance Samples UK if you're in the UK. Wonderful, immensely joyous creation. Love wearing that one in the colder weather, or any time of year, frankly. Let me know what you think about these 5 fragrances that I've selected today. My wristwatch of the day, actually, I don't think I've shown this one much, if at all, on the channel before. This is a Doxa. An old Doxa watch, just a hand-winding watch, not even automatic but mechanical, as you can see from the sweeping hand there. Very simple dial, and I've put this kind of, brickwork bracelet, or whatever you call that. It's like bricks, isn't it? I like that bracelet with this. It kind of feels fun. It's sort of a 37 size, so it's quite big for an old-fashioned, for a vintage watch of the dress watch style, and it's got a little bit of a scratch there on the crystal, or a couple of scratches on the plastic crystal, but who cares? It was £100 or something, and then I did pay money to get it serviced. It's not really a luxury watch. I tend not to try and buy these kind of watches so much, but I do kind of like having it. Fun fact there, it's got an inscription there. It came from Serbia, so this inscription, don't know what it says, someone's name and then some facts about where they worked, but the interesting thing for me is that we can see it's dedicated to someone from 1959 to 79, presumably working somewhere in what would have been Tito's Yugoslavia back then, one of the more benign dictators of the Cold War era, Joseph Broz, whose nom de guerre was, of course, Tito, Marshal Tito. Guys, let me know what you think about that. If you've enjoyed the video, please subscribe. Even if you hadn't enjoyed it, why not subscribe anyway? You never know, the next video might be better. It could hardly be any worse. And also, guys, remember, whatever you're doing in life, let's project. Furthermore, although life may sometimes stink, at least we can always smell good. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.